Becoming50 live from Sun City in Arizona. Hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling, I don't like the term Black Friday. Why can't we have a pink Friday or a purple Friday? A sparkly Friday.
A diamond Friday.
A diamond Friday. I love that. Anyway, welcome to Before the Dirt Net podcast number 1213, where tonight I have the most amazing guest on here. I have with me tonight the incredible, and I have to say, I love the headwear. I absolutely love the headwear. Miss Kimberly Todd-Tullos, who is a very good friend of mine, and one of my lights just went out. In the RV, if the light goes out, whack it. It comes back on. It's okay. The other one's on standby over here.
You're amazing.
But, thank you. But I'm not going to take up time reading through her bio because she is such an incredible person. And when you get to hear what she has to deliver tonight, you're going to get writer's cramp. So get your pen and paper handy, because she's going to drop some good nuggets tonight. I know it. I can feel it. But she is a serial entrepreneur, and she is just an incredible, incredible person with an amazing heart. And she loves to serve and loves to help others. And so, Kimberly, welcome to Before the Dirt Net podcast.
Thank you so much, Helen. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, we're off to a bang already, so that's a good thing.
Before the Dirt Nap, there's things that are going on this show that you need to do before the Dirt Nap.
Exactly. Yes. So we're going to be talking a little bit about business, but I actually want to start with talking about reflection charts, because that was something that you mentioned that you wanted to talk about, and I thought that is such a cool idea. So tell us, what is a reflection chart?
Well, I got the idea from John C. Maxwell's How Successful People Think. And he says, before you set your goals, to go back and look at your journal and your planner and create a reflection chart. And basically, you take a piece of paper and you make it into 3 columns. The first column is the month. The next column is the event. And the next column is the significance or the lesson that you learned. I've been doing this since 2015. And I will tell you, when you look at your whole year, when you look back, it's November, when you look back to January in your planner and in your journal, you're going to start writing down things that you totally forgot about. And so this helps you start to acknowledge yourself and to recognize yourself for the things that you did do. Because when we start to set goals, all we do is think about what we did, what we missed. And I want to just flip the switch on that, because once you start doing this reflection chart and you've got the whole year laid out, the whole year by every month of something that you did, now you've got a little more confidence. You've got a little more poise, posture.
Yep.
You feel better about yourself. So now you can say, even if you didn't hit the BHAG, the big, hairy, audacious goal, I didn't hit my big, hairy, audacious goal. I had a death in the family and it just knocked me off for a bit. So here's what you do. You give yourself credit. You pat yourself on the back for what you did do. And then you start to plan for the new year, because you're able to go into that with a different perspective about yourself, about your skills, about your expertise, and about the distinctions, the things that you learned. You're bringing all of that to the table of setting your 2023 goals. And you feel different. You feel charged up. Like I said, I've been doing this since 2015, so I got a lot of charts, and I'm so excited.
Well, let me ask you this. So 2015 to 2022, that's 7 years you've got there of things that have happened in your life.
Yes.
So why not put them in a book and write your story?
Oh my gosh, Helen. I never
That's basically
thought
what you have done every year with those charts is you have written down the highlights of your year to tell your story.
Oh my gosh. I never thought about that. I was just so into always just creating the chart. I never thought futuristically that it represented highlights, the reels.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is. That's basically what you've done. You've written down the highlights and the reels of what's happened to you over the year. Now tie those in with historical, because you'll also be tying them into events that'll become historical events. like, where were you when this happened? Where were you, what happened to you during COVID, 2020? What
Oh,
happened
wow.
that year? How did that year change? What were your feelings about? And then you can go back and you can look at those things you've accomplished over the year and go, well, how did I feel about this? How did I feel about that? What changes did I have to make in order to cope with the new world that we were now living in?
I love that. And
Or,
hey, y'all,
or my
Helen is
reaction to that
giving you
event.
the juice of how, if you decide to create a reflection chart, what it can do for you. And I will tell you, it's really helped me. And I've been able to look at my reflection charts in the past and said, you know what? If I can do this, I can stretch more. It makes me bolder. It makes me more fierce. Yep. It polices my self-talk that I have about myself, because I can't if I'm doing this kind of stuff. I can't. And here's the thing. We just don't remember. We don't remember what we did 6 months ago that totally capitulated or catapulted our business or a frame of thinking, which leads me into another thing that I would like to talk about is the word for the day call. Word for the day call. That's where I learned all this stuff.
I love words for the day.
This is where I learned about the reflection chart and studied how successful people think for a whole year. I mean, we took bit by bit. So the word for the day call is Monday through Friday, and it's 15 minutes in the mind gym. It is 6:30 a.m. on the West Coast to 6:45. It has been going 13 years strong, and it has helped me anchor my life and give me a lot of the confidence that I have in my own skills and abilities. Why? Because one of the things that we talk about in the word for the day call is our untapped potential. Like, we are all so filled with so much greatness inside, and most of us don't even scratch the scratch. And I will tell you, if you look for us, Word for the Day Mastermind on Clubhouse, I know it's pretty early, but I'll tell you, it's only 15 minutes. 15 minutes for 13 years I've been on this call. And let me tell you, it has changed my trajectory. It has made me much more confident in me being able to sit down with a goal planning worksheet and get her done. And that means breaking the goal down into steps and putting timelines on them. So I'm confident about going into the new year with what I want to do. And that call is an anchor every day, reminding me. It's like an accountability call. So I just invite you all. I know it's early, but I'll tell you, the early bird gets the worm. 6:30 to 6:45. It's 15 minutes in the mind. And we are currently studying language of achievement. No accident that we're studying language of achievement going into 2023. We are talking about potential. We are talking about action, accountability. We're talking about the power of attitude. How about the power of choice? We make thousands and thousands of choices every day, but are our choices actually leading us to where we want to go or pulling us back? The key to the word for the day call is awareness. Awareness. If I can become more aware when my self-talk is going south, then I can look up at my stick-ups and get an affirmation. I can look up and find something to interrupt the cycle, because that's what the word for the day call does. It interrupts the cycle. No matter what you're going through, you get on the morning, trust me, you're going to hear something that makes you feel good. You're going to get edified. You're going to get nourished. And I will tell you this, the compound effect of being on this call 15 minutes a day, Monday through Friday, is incredible. It's going to come out of you and you won't even realize it. You've been listening, and then suddenly you start applying, and boom, you've gotten to where you wanted to go. You've gotten the confidence, and you've gotten just the confidence itself to know you can do this. You can do the presentation. Yeah, everyone's running around like chickens with their head cut off, but you can do it because you've been studying it, and you know this is your opportunity. This is when preparation meets the opportunity for you to, and you're going to stun and amaze people. That's how much this call has changed people's lives. We've been going for 13 years. We're now on Clubhouse, 6:30 to 6:45. I double dog dare you. Join me.
So then what was today's word?
Today's word was accountability.
Oh, I love accountability is such a huge part if you want to accomplish a goal. having
It's
that
everything.
accountability person is
I totally
everything.
get it. It is.
I
And
love accountability.
I have accountability for the water that I drink. I have my personal development. I mean, accountability is everything. Once you get that, you can leverage it so that you can bypass that procrastination. You can bypass that natural human instinct that wants you to keep you safe and stuck. Game over.
Yeah. I love my, because the thing that I like about accountability is that when you set your goals for the coming weeks in different areas of your life, and then you suddenly realize, like, if your call, like mine's on a Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific time, and I know, and I'm getting close to that call, I'm like, oh crap, what did I write down to do this week? Like on Monday, I'm like, what did I write down to do this week? So I got to go back through my notes and find, oh, that's what. Oh, phew, I've already done that. I've done that. Oh, I've got to get that done. So it does, and there's times that you just totally forget that you wrote down a list of what you wanted to accomplish that week, and you just go ahead and most of the time you get it done anyway. But then when you realize you've got that accountability call coming up, and it's sort of like, oh my gosh, I don't want to tell them I haven't done it again for a second week in a row.
You get your notes.
To do it. You got your notes. But accountability is just such a huge component of helping you succeed in life.
Yes, it is. And it's the cornerstone for helping you bypass all of those reasons why you don't get something done. And it helps you do what you said you were going to do.
Absolutely. You're being accountable. What are you going to do this week, Helen? Well, let's see. I'm leaving at 6 a.m. and tomorrow morning to head to LA. Have you packed yet? No. Have you cleaned yet? No. You taking stuff to recycle bin? No.
No.
What time do you want to get to bed tonight, Helen? 10. Do you think you should move? Yeah, probably. But these are the thoughts. I've been having this conversation through my head all day. Okay. At this time I'm going to go do this. At this time I'm going to, have I done anything yet? I need to just be able to pick up somebody, have somebody call me and go, Helen, have you done this? And I'm going to go, oh, damn, they're going to be calling me in 10 minutes. Have I cleaned? No. Let's get cleaning. I'm doing it right now. You can have a lot of fun with accountability. I am really fortunate. Yes. I have an amazing accountability coach. And when I get on the phone, I go, I couldn't do this week because I had this block. I kept trying to turn it around by saying, how can I get this done? I said, but I just wasn't getting the answers. And so she would coach me through how to go find the answers. She's, maybe it's not the right time to be doing this right now. And I'm like, oh, I didn't think of that. Or maybe it is the right time. Maybe I didn't ask the right question when I was doing my morning meditations and thing. Maybe I wasn't asking the right questions.
Well, Helen, what I really appreciate about you is you have an open mind. You said you told me that you had a coach. Well, obviously you can be coached without being defensive. And that's something that's an acquired skill, to be coached and to get outside of yourself, being comfortable, and then watch the results roll in. So I appreciate your open mind. And you know what they say about an open mind. The mind's like a parachute. If it's not open, it's not working.
I hadn't heard that one before.
Really?
I had not heard that one before. There goes my light. Hang on. There we go. We're switching lights. Technical difficulties.
That's perfect.
We're good.
We're perfect.
Good. Hang on. Sometimes if I do that, there we go. We're back again. All right. Coming out of the darkness. Oh my gosh. You're going to love life in an RV, I tell you. Now I totally got off track as to what I was going to say that Casey always talks about. And I know you know what he talks about too. I've totally forgotten it now. It'll come back to me when it's supposed to. All right. So now, it was something to do with accountability.
So I talked about the reflection chart, and I talked about
it was something to do with the accountability and having an accountability coach. Yes.
And what I also would like.
It's gone. We're going to move on. Okay. So we're also going to talk. We're now going to go from from the transformational side of the conversation to the transactional side of the conversation. So we're going to make a shift on everybody. But you can make it, My late husband was sort of like, that's just too woo-woo for me. But then one thing that I always remember this, because Casey called me not long after Brad had passed, just to check in with me and see how I was doing and everything else. And he said,
so awesome.
Yeah, and I said, and we somehow got talking about the woo-woo, and about how Brad was always about, oh, that's too woo-woo for me and all that. And he goes, well, at least now he knows the truth. And I went, actually, you're right on that one. He's found out just how woo-woo can be. But anyway, so the other thing that we're going to talk about too is ERC tax credit and cash for business owners.
Yes.
Like I said, we're changing gears, people. We're going from transformation
Totally
to
changing gears. And I'm just going to mention this because I think every business owner that has W-2 employees should know about this. I mean, the fact of the matter is COVID-19 has been a challenge for us all. And as the world shut down, the economy came to a halt. Flash forward today. There is available for business owners who have W-2 employees a generous stimulus program called ERC, or Employee Retention Credit. The government actually wants to reward those business owners that paid their employees during the pandemic. And it's not a scam. It's not a hoax. It's not a joke. Employees, business owners can get up to $26,000 per employee. I simply offer a very simple questionnaire. The questionnaire will determine the eligibility and give you the actual amount that you could be, you have available. And it's risk-free. It's risk-free to take a questionnaire and answer a few simple questions about your business and your employees and see exactly what the result would be. Risk-free. And then you can decide, do you want to process the application? Up to you. But I want all the business owners that have W-2 employees to know about this because it's real. And big corporations are getting big checks. And I say, why shouldn't all of the entrepreneurs, all of the business owners that have W-2 employees, why should they get their fair share? If you've worked your behind off, and I know you have if you're a business owner, brick and mortar, and you paid your employees during the pandemic, then you should get what the government is offering to bolster your business. So this is for 2020, all of 2020, and quarters 1, 2, and 3 of 2021. So at the sound of my voice, if you're a business owner with W-2 employees, DM me, send me a message. Let's talk about it. Let's get a full presentation, get all your questions asked, and get all of the details so that you can see if you might be ready to receive a life-changing check. Because the checks that some of these companies are getting are life-changing. And here's one quick story. A construction company applied for the ERC credit. They got enough money, and I'm talking thousands. They got enough money to get out of debt from the IRS. Can you imagine? The IRS is giving them a stimulus check that's going to get them out of debt with the IRS. I mean, you talk about a win-win-win. So I just want to get this message out to you, and I would love to help you go through the application and see risk-free if you qualify for some cash. So DM me. I'd love to help you. Thank you so much, Helen. It's been great being on Helen's show, and I so admire her. She is an amazing individual, and I'm just so grateful that she gave me this opportunity to be on her show before the Dirt Nap. And she is one individual that loves to serve people. And she does it in many, many different ways. Talk about a serial entrepreneur. That's definitely Helen. And she's back.
Thank you so much for keeping that going. My internet suddenly went, and I went, what the heck's going on? Then I realized I was up, my Dropbox thing was updating. I was like, no, go sync. Don't sync. So I apologize. Thank you so much for keeping it going.
Absolutely, Helen. Absolutely.
So we got everything out about the ERC thingy-mabob, right? The tax credits.
Yes.
Excellent. Where are we up to in the conversation?
We're pretty much wrapping it up.
Oh, we're up to that part already?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, everyone. I am so grateful that Helen invited me onto her show. And I know that, somebody in her caliber on social media, she is inviting lots of people that can give you some really good tips and nuggets on how to move the needle forward in your business. And so I'm going to be excited about promoting her show to more of the people that I know. And I hope you do the same thing, because she's just a magnet that wants to, get people in to give value and make sure that you are even thinking about, what do you want to do before the dirt nap? Do you have an idea? Maybe you have a dream, but you should be thinking about what you want to do before the dirt nap.
Well, Kimberly, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you taking time out of your evening, because I know how busy you are. So thank you so much for taking time out of your evening and coming on the show here to enlighten us. And thank you for helping me through my technical difficulties as well.
Absolutely, Helen. My pleasure. And have a happy, wonderful, safe, sparkling weekend.
Oh, absolutely. Well, my niece is getting married on Sunday, so it's definitely going to be a sparkling weekend.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yes.
Traveling mercies.
If you'd like to contact Kimberly, please look in the description below, because down there she has a link where you can reach out to her, make an appointment, and spend some time with her. This woman is awesome to get to know. I can't tell you how long. I mean, she talks about how I inspire her. She inspires me. So we've got this mutual inspiration society going on here. But what I love about Kimberly is that she has this big open heart that just wants to help people, wants to provide value for people, just wants to serve. And she is such an awesome person at serving. And
good people know good people. What can I tell you? I know Helen. Helen knows me, and she knows a lot of other great people.
The thing that made the biggest impression on me with you is that even though we both use a card system to send cards and gifts out, is that you took the time to sit down and hand make me a card that totally touched my heart. And it was, and those that don't know, Kimberly is a phenomenal artist, and she hand makes some cards at times for special people. And I got one of those special cards, and I can't tell you how much that touched my heart. It was just a beautiful card with a beautiful message, a great image on the outside. And I called her back and I said, "Did you make this?" And she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, wow, because I did not know she had this talent. She hides it.
My therapy.
Well, your therapy works out really, really well. So any last thoughts from you, Kimberly?
I would just like to tell everybody that there's so much greatness in you. There's so much in you that you haven't had a chance to come out. And whatever's going on, whatever you're going through, I know, look, we're not all going through the same thing, but we're all going through something. And if you sit down and you get quiet for a moment, there's so much greatness in you. You just need to give yourself the opportunity, write the permission slip, and do some positive self-talk to have some of that come out for 2023. Come on over to the Word for the Day call. We'll work on you. 15 minutes in the Mind Gym, 6:30 to 6:45.
That's Pacific
Clubhouse.
Time. On Clubhouse Pacific Time, right?
Yes, that's Pacific Time. Thank you for that, Helen.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in this evening. And we will see you guys back here tomorrow. Well, actually, no, I won't be back here tomorrow night, because I'll be in LA tomorrow night. So we will see you live from LA tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Hey, Conera.